quoted saying that لا يصلي إلا I had this speaker saying what kind of is it part of the
نعم الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. The hadith لا يصلين أحدكم العصر إلا في بني قريظة. Is it part of it? من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر. I have never come across that that part of it. والله أعلم.
Are these three things, are they used individually without the next one, or they must always be used together all of the time? And somebody just bring it back from the Quran and say this is what the Quran says on that, and just follow that, or say no, you still have to check what the Quran says, you still have to check what the Quran says on this.
Now the Quran will not go against the Sunnah, and the Sunnah will not go against the Quran. Nor will the Ijma go against the Sunnah or the Quran. And this is what Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah is referring to. That any Ijma that is claimed that is against the text, so that cannot be said to be Ijma. So the Sunnah, the Quran and the Ijma, they go together. They go together. So when you see a verse of the Quran, you abide by it. You abide by it. So you say, okay, I won't abide by it until I see what the Sunnah says. It's not what?
It's not in the Quran. Therefore, don't tell me, or bring a verse from the Quran for me first.
You give them a verse of the Quran that says it.
In case of giving an adult
it's not what? Is the case of Rajmu, is it in the Quran or not? Shortening the Salah is in the Quran. Once you can tell the person, you can bring verses telling you that what? Telling us وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ. Where is the bayan of the Messenger of Allah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوا وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا.
That means you cannot use one. You must always use all of them.
No, the question is, I'm reading the Quran now, and I come across a verse. Can I implement it? Yes, I can implement it, or I should implement it. But if there is an explanation for that thing, then I should take to the explanation from the Sunnah. Why must I take the explanation of the Sunnah? Because Allah said, "What وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ." So, where is the explanation of the Prophet ﷺ on this? So, if there is no explanation, I take it the way it is in the Quran. And if there is explanation, I take to the explanation of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ. And there won't be ijma that will be contrary to the explanation of the Messenger of Allah Muhammad ﷺ. So, saying that we will not use a verse of the Quran until we see a verse or a hadith, no, that is not correct. But if you see explanation explaining a verse, then we also take it. So Allah Alam.
You said Umar took a decision in 1 year, and in the next year on the same issue took another decision based on the circumstances. But you also said earlier that the scholars have been doing the Arab Spring. They've taken different positions at different times. Can't we also say it's because of the situation they've seen that made them change their decisions or their experience?
I think this has been explained in the lecture. Now we have issues of ijma', and we have what issues that are not issues of ijma'. The case of Umar, I think it has to do with the issue of the mother of the slave, a slave woman who has given birth to a child. Huh? Can we sell that slave woman? Can we sell the slave woman after she has given birth to a child? So this is the issue that they have been that has been discussed. So he took a position at a time, and it was he changed his position at the other time. So these are what issues that are not. So it is different from the issue of what? Of ijma'. So with respect to those people, wallahi, we have to be very, very careful. There are some people that what they are out there just to charge the people. What am I going to say today that when I say them or say it, the people they watch, I can pull it. You know, some people they prepare for lectures like that. That what can I do to cheer the people? So those people, if you tell them that yesterday you said so and so, they say, oh, that's a forgotten, and it will be what very serious issue. I see somebody who is supporting Boko Haram, and he's saying we are all Boko Haram, and the following, when the SS are looking for him, he said something different. The following, he went to the level of saying what they are kufar. So this type of position is what somebody who does not understand the manhaj. He's just saying anything that comes to his watch. So how could they be kuffar today and yesterday that watch? They are the people on the right path. Or somebody who came on air, not in Nigeria here, in Saudi Arabia. He said the Al-Qaeda, they are this, they are that, they are good people, they are. He placed them on air. And when people attacked him, he had to change that. He doesn't know much about them until his colleagues in the university, that is, he's a lecturer, a professor. So he says his colleagues in the university, they now show him something. You living in Saudi Arabia, you don't know Al-Qaeda for years. That's lie. But maybe the following year again, he will go and say something that is a kind of praising people like that. So some people, they are not ready to go by the manhaj, to abide by what? The nusus. It is what? Just whatever comes to them that they say, wallahi, we've seen a lot of, just with this Arab Spring of a thing, we've seen a lot of people. This spring also has exposed a lot of people. That they are not people who are stable in their manhaj. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist us. So what we are talking about issues that we have ijma' on. That issues that you can say this person is Ahlul Sunnah, this is not Ahlul Sunnah on them. Not issues that, they are controversial issues on themselves. So Allah.
Is no one in the Akida? Of inheritance. Maybe perhaps the family who are yet to share the inheritance based on what Islam says. Is it permissible for them to, let me use an example, if they have a house, the rent, the collection of the house, is it permissible to share it the way they should share the inheritance, maybe the process from the inheritance? Is it permissible for them to share, maybe we have an ugly, we have who are supposed to get from the inheritance?
Now somebody who dies and leaves behind some property, let's say a house for instance, the heirs, they decide that okay, they will sell the house, they want to be taking the rents, and they will share the rents according to their shares of inheritance. There is nothing wrong in this. They will share it according to their shares in inheritance. There is nothing wrong with it. It's not a must that they sell it and now divide it or they share it among themselves. They may decide to leave it, and whatever comes out of it of rent, they share it in accordance to. If one of them insists that it should be sold, then in that case they have to sell it. Because he wants to get his own, so they cannot deny him his own rights. No. What's on that? Okay. Now the issue of cloning is not mentioned in the Quran nor in the Sunnah, but when we look at the general evidences of the Quran and the Sunnah, you see that what it is inhuman to clone human beings. Though let us leave the issue of whether they will succeed in cloning human being or not, because what they have said is that what the one that they even teach with respect to the animal is just by chance. It's not that something that they can do continuously like that. So it was, they did a lot of trials. So maybe one just succeeded. It's not that it is easy for them to just be cloning the way they are. If we say okay, they should carry on. It was just a kind of coincidence. So, but let's assume that it is possible for them to be doing that. Will it be human to be doing that? No, that will not be a human. So, and this is what the scholars they have agreed upon. When I say scholars agree upon this, I'm talking about the majami fiqhiyya. There is difference between the ijma that we are talking about and what the ittifaq of the scholars who are addressing a particular. Take for instance, there is a majma called Majma of Fiqh Islami under Organization of Islamic Conference. They used to call it Organization of Islamic Conference, but now it's Organization of Islamic Cooperation. So they don't use conference anymore. So there is Majma of Fiqh Islami under them. So they will look at issues like this. So each country will be represented by a scholar. So this will not be said ijma. No, it's not ijma. So under Muslim World League, they have what? Another Majma of Fiqh Islami. In Saudi Arabia, they have what? Ahiyatu Kibar Ulama. They have Al-Lajna Daima. In Egypt, they have Ahiyatu Kibar Ulama as well. They have Majma al-Buhuth al-Islamiyya. So different scholars coming together, addressing a particular issue. This is their ruling. It is better for one to follow what this majami fiqhiyya arrive at than following the individual opinion of a scholar. But we won't call it ijma'. It's not ijma'. So Allah.
The brother who is doing the living career talk is invited to a church program to discuss to give them career talk. He comes to the brother.
Now, if it has to do with their religion, maybe they want to use it to promote their religion. So, in a situation like that, one has to avoid such. So, once it is linked to maybe church or to maybe their place of worship, one should avoid that. Unlike when maybe a group of people, whether Christian or Muslims, they ask you to come and do something for them, and it's your feet. And that thing does not go against Islam. One can do it. But when it's look, our church should be having a program like that, then you as a Muslim, you are invited to come and give us talk on things like that. So one should avoid doing such, because it may mean trying to spread their religion. Somebody was telling me some few weeks ago that what's it called? The Redeemed Church, that they are trying to form a kind of football team. So he said he never knew. The first day, some people just called him that, okay, while they were young, they used to play football at a place in Ajegule there. He said, okay, let us revive this team. So when they revived it, they were playing, so they will bring food for them to eat. So he now discovered that the food and maybe the plate that they are using has to do with what redeem. So it's like these people are trying to establish a kind of football club, so for the church. And the people who are invited, there are a lot of Muslims among them. But those who brought this thing back, they brought it with the intention of the football, whatever that you play while you are young. But the intention is to promote. He was not asking me that what should be his position as far as that is concerned. So things like this, one should avoid it. Wallahu alam.
I have a situation whereby the brother his father some years back, and they are supposed to divide the wealth given by the father. But others are insisting that he just gives to them to divide just for the money to the family. Why he was insisting that he should divide it? But suddenly he noticed that maybe the wealth the father left, the money besides is reducing, but doesn't know how. And he's not in the position of having access to one of the land his father left behind. And he has not been given anything out of the inheritance. He's old enough to take it. So he knows the location, he knows how to get the properties, everything about it, and even the land itself. It's nothing compared to the wealth. And you know, say that you can take that land.
In a situation like this, what he should do is for him to take them to court. If they insist that they will not share the property, he should take them to court. So, but we should also know that a lot of people today do not understand the way the property should be shared Islamically. When the woman learns that she is going to take half of what the man takes, you see a lot of stories and a lot of problems. So this is iman that has not been established in the hearts of a lot of Muslims. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist us. So if taking them to court will solve the matter, we should do that, because if they sit on the property and they deny him his own rights, so this is not okay. So rather than just taking part of the land, that if they are to know, maybe they will accuse him of something else. So Allah alam. Alex.
That thing that is bad is even after that is that day that particular day before this bad. So it doesn't that this is what I said this is bad, you are going to say it. So it's the kind of
I didn't get the question well. Maybe.
Maybe for example, you want to pay toilet for somebody, and then the toilet that you are moving, you can actually sell it and get 25,000 naira.
Okay.
Or you bought the new toilet and you have fixed it. They say, I think that's full toilet.
Okay. Well, it depends. If the owner of if the owner allows you, but if he doesn't allow you, you cannot. So that thing belongs to him. It's not your property. It is property. So one should let him know the value. That this thing that I'm taking, that I'm taking out is worth it too. It's something that you can make money out of. If he says, okay, you can take it, then one can take it. No, listening is simple. Take for instance, if I'm to be in that shoe, that maybe I'm removing something, I'm inviting somebody to come and fix something, and the person is removing something in my house. I now get to know that he's selling it for what? An amount that is, I will invite him. Come, I've paid you for your job. Why did you? 99% of us will not take it easy with that person. So, but because he doesn't know the worth of what you have removed, so he may be silent on that thing that is just a scrap or so. But if he knows, he will also ask you to pay for it, or maybe you share it half. So Allah. Yeah.
to have a third party and the original we give it to somebody, maybe we go up for instance now, to now look for investment we do within itself. So that proper without the ask is the person wants to do it. So without charge higher, and now you charge out the original one, and now you listen. So sometimes they don't even have the source of work. After that, we all tell them about what we buy as well.
Anything that has to do with transaction, you have to be plain to the person. If you are not plain to the person, you are doing issue, and you will not like to be treated the same way. Take for instance, now you see me as a brother, and you say, "My brother, please, if you know a plumber that can fix so and so for me," I know a brother that can do that. So I now tell you that the brother says he's going to take 5,000 naira. But in actual sense, the brother is going to take 2,500. The remaining 2,500 is so, and you say, "Jazakallah khairah." Whereas I'm making profit out of it. I never told you that I'm going to make a profit. So you are telling me, "Jazakallah khairah," you are, he's a good brother, but I've made money out of it. So you'll be seeing the plumber as the one who has collected the whole money. Whereas we have. So it is good for me to be plain here, to say, "My brother, I will get you a plumber, but you are going to pay me if half of whatever it takes from you is going to be my own commission." So there is nothing wrong in it. There are some things that we want to shy away from. Because somebody will accuse you that, and you say you are a brother. Yes, I'm a brother. But I have to eat as well. So if you are going to take something from the plane that you are going to take something, if he likes, he gives it to you. And if he likes, he looks for somebody. It's other than what? Lying to the person. So this is not okay. Allah.
I think people that give those people the job clearly do not want any interaction with the last person. They want to, like contractor, they want to make sure you handle all the data. So they expect you to add your professional or additional services to that particular thing. That's the arrangement here.
And that means that the first person has understood that the second person is going to make profit. Have you?
Yes.
And if there is any harm, it's also liable. Now that is clear between both of them. It's clear between. Then you shouldn't present it to the third party as if what is assisting those people and is not making any profits. So he has to be plain to them as well. He has to be plain to the third party. Allah Allah.
I've collected jobs like 5,000 from my client. He's expecting me to fix a particular, like, invited the plumber. At the end of the day, I paid the plumber 3,000 naira. 3,000 naira is my own.
There is nothing wrong as long as what you are responsible for it. Not that when anything goes wrong, you say, "Okay, the plumber, I will tell the plumber for you." No, you are the plumber. So the profit you are making, if there is any loss or if there is any problem, you should be held responsible for it as well. Wallahu a'lam. Okay, sir. Okay. Blood. Okay. Now, with respect to donation of the blood, there is no khilaf from among the scholars on this. They all allow donating of the blood, even if you are going to donate for a non-Muslim. There is nothing wrong with that, on condition that you are not selling it. Because Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade the sale of blood. So one doesn't sell blood, one can donate the blood. Why? Because blood is something that that reproduces. Yes, that reproduces. So when you donate, you get it back. So it is permissible to donate blood, but one should not sell blood. But with respect to somebody who needs blood, and there is nobody to donate except with price, can he buy? The scholar said in a situation like this, he can buy. He can buy. So the sin is on the seller, not the buyer. The buyer is in need and he can't get somebody to donate freely. So he only has somebody who is going to give with price. So the sin is on the one who has sold it, not the one who has bought it. So this is with respect to the blood. With respect to kidneys, scholars, they have two positions on this. Some of the opinion that any part of the body that maybe that is dual, so to say, and one can survive with one of the two. So what most majami fiqhiyya are upon is that one can donate such an organ if one can survive with one of the two. So most majami of the opinion that what you can donate one of the two. However, some scholars are of the opinion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has given us these pairs of organs knows that we can survive with one, and the other one is also useful for us. So saying one can donate one out of the two, this will not be correct. So among the scholars who said this is Sheikh Al-Albani rahimahullah ta'ala. So he is not in support of donating of the organs. Now he supports that of the blood, but that of the organ is not in support of donating the organ. Sheikh bin Baz rahimahullah ta'ala said he had tawakkuf on it. So, but most majami fiqhiyya, they are of the opinion that one can donate it. Having studied the matter, so they are of the opinion that one can donate it, on condition that it is confirmed that when the organ is used for the other party, it's likely to work for the person. Not that somebody that if the organ is removed from this person and put in the other person, that is going to be rejected. So there must be enough experiment, so to say, and there must be a kind of certainty that if it is used for this person, it's going to work for him, and it must not be sold as well. So these are some of the conditions that most scholars who have allowed this, that they put down. Wallahu a'lam.
It happens that the man has a property, or some property, together on the land, they don't live together. But it happens at the same time that there were nowhere in the document where the proportion of the ownership of the woman was mentioned. And before the man died, he married another wife, who also had children for the man. So in this case, how will they share the property? When you mind the fact that the woman has something to share there, that is not fine. That is the question. The second one is, can somebody...
Well, on this first one, now, since you said there is no document that indicates that the man is, the woman is a joint owner of the property with the man. So if it is assumed that it is a man that owns the property, so any person who is going to claim that the woman has a share in it must come up with what? With evidence. Huh? So al-bayyinatu ala al-mudda'i. So any person who is laying claim to something must come up with the evidence. This is what Messenger of Allah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says. So in the absence of that, the property does not belong to her. So and this tells us why everything should be documented properly. So if a woman and her husband are all owing a property together, so this must be clearly stated. What percentage is the share of the woman? What percentage is that of the man? This should be clearly stated. Otherwise, it will lead to something like this later. So the woman should be blamed for that. The woman should be blamed for that. And in the absence of the evidence that she also jointly owns this thing with the man, so the property goes to the man if what is common and preponderant is that the property is the man's property. So Allah Alam.
Second one, can somebody choose some days for himself and fasting?
There is no need choosing some days to be fasting. There are days already available and on ground. So it can be fasting Monday, Thursday. It can be fasting 13, 14, 15. It can be fasting a day on, a day off. It can be fasting that of Arafah, Ashura. Then it can be fasting most of Muharram. Likewise Sha'ban. So, and if he likes, he may decide to fast some days consecutively and break for some days consecutively. All this Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam practice. But for me to choose that every Tuesday I'll be fasting, there is no delay for this. Wallahu a'lam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.